But the big talking point today with Arsenal was their captain. Another disciplinary issue. There's still a lot of conjecture around exactly what he did, returning late from an agreed holiday that he returned late from. There's been reports that he claimed the club, either he was claiming he was sick or the club were going to say that he was sick as to why he wasn't in the team. But then he put onto an Insta story of himself getting a tattoo. Arsenal fans are fuming with him today, talking about stripping him of his captaincy and everything else. Like, Ram, what's your take? And do you think we know the stories are true?
Yeah.
Because it's been announced that he's away for discipline. You know it's all true. We don't quite know the ins and outs. But do you think he should be stripped of his captaincy?
I don't think that's the only thing he should do. I think he should leave. I think Arsenal should get rid. You don't want any bad eggs in any of your rebuilding projects that you want to do. I'll give you a good example when it came to Liverpool. Mamadou Sakho. Sakho came late to one of our preseason's trainings and had to get a plane by himself. And Klopp was like, "No, we are a team. We're no individuals."
The amount of times that he did that.
Exactly.
Come on, Beckham.
And you know what the main thing is? And I've known this because obviously Bundesliga and all that. This is not the first time he's done this. Yep. Everyone talks about Borussia Dortmund. He has a major disciplinary issue. When he was at St. Etienne, when Jurgen Klopp tried to get him at Dortmund, he had a major disciplinary issue there as well. This is not the first time Aubameyang has sort of like not down tools, but not behaved at a correct manner.
Let's be real here. For me, I said my piece on Aubameyang a few weeks ago on the show. I said he's no longer an elite striker. He's no longer a world-class striker. I don't even think he's a great striker anymore. I think Arsenal needs to move on from the guy. I think he's washed. He's finished. He's invisible in the big games. And then you add incidents like this. For me, he is the worst captain in the Premier League by a mile. I think it's one of the worst contracts, if not the worst contract in the Premier League by a mile. And I think Arsenal, they will struggle to find a suitor because of his age, because of his wages, but they can do better. And I think improving on Aubameyang in the near future will improve them as a team.
No doubt. Like, I think the main thing is all Arsenal fans agree with this because of the performances that Aubameyang has had for the last couple of months. He hasn't scored a goal. The only time he scored a goal was a hat-trick against a West Brom under-23s, which is
scored
pathetic.
in a North London derby, which will carry him towards the end of the season in terms of the favour in the squad.
Exactly. And I think the reason why all the Arsenal fans are sort of together with this is because of the performances. I think if he wasn't performing like that and was performing at a decent level, there will be people being like, "Oh, give him the benefit of the doubt because he is Aubameyang. He's one of the best strikers in the world." They'll say all this kind of stuff, but I think this is a no-brainer for any football club. Get rid of it.
Here's the thing, though. This is the last thing I want to say on Aubameyang. I want to see now Arteta bench him for a few games now because Arteta has come out with this before. I think this isn't the first time Aubameyang at Arsenal has
did this
not suspended, but I think last season
year,
he missed the game. Like Arteta said, "You're not playing today because you missed this or this."
Yeah.
Show what you're made of. A lot of Arsenal fans have been saying, "Oh, Arteta is trying to get a message across that his players aren't willing to put out." Show who you are. Show that you are the Arsenal manager. No one is above you. And
Speaking of message, this can be, and that Saka point you made about with Liverpool and Klopp, you can kind of use this as a message. And as because Fergie has done that a lot in the past as well. You can use this as a message and try to bring some unity and togetherness within your squad and also the fan base if Arteta was, actually smart enough to try and do something like that. But I don't think he's going to do that. I think he might come back in I don't know who they're playing midweek or even that weekend.
West Ham.
I think he'll come in straight because again, West Ham, North London derby. I think he will come back in.
I think if anyone wants to talk about the Sakho incident, putting it into perspective, Sakho was the light-hearted, the cheerful, the happy guy within our squad. He was a main part of our squad dynamic, and when he left, that sent a massive message to all the other players in the squad, saying like, I don't take anyone for granted. If you want to be a part of this squad, you have to listen.
It needs to happen, and it's one of the reasons why Arsenal have gone backwards is the lack of discipline. And by the way, we're talking Arsenal, so some Arsenal fans say, "Oh, but what about your club or this club?" Yeah, my club's the same.
We just talked about
we
it. We have to put
we need to do it. And what Aubameyang has done is beyond disgraceful. It's on a professional level here. We're talking professional things here. We're talking morality, but we're talking about your profession. You're talking about the fact that you're paid, depending on what paper you read, it's north of £250,000 a week. You're the club's captain. You are the the leader of this group of players, and you've been given time away, you've returned late. The club this is the bit that's embarrassing. What it sounds like to me, and if I've got the information wrong, I apologize, but it sounds like they were going to say he was ill. That's why he was missing. But he fucked that up by going to get a tattoo or something. And therefore, the club then had to say that he's out for disciplinary reasons. And it turns out that that's what I think it is. If it was that he was told them he was ill, that's why he was away, and then he went and got a tattoo, that's even worse. But either of those two stories, and I've read them, the way that people have put them across on socials, I've read it in both ways, but either of them is a disgrace. You don't care about what the fans think. You don't care about how they feel. You have no respect for the football club, no respect for your teammates. You don't care. And there should be no way back. And not just because it's not the first time he's done it at Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's not the first time he's done it in his career. It isn't the first time he's done it at Arsenal. And Arsenal right now are in a mess. As a football club, irrespective of the growths here and this might be good, and the goalie might be great in the future, and we're cooking slowly. Arsenal Football Club being 8th, 7th, 6th, or 5th is a mess. Arsenal not challenging for major titles is a mess. They are one of the biggest clubs and institutions in the history of football, let alone this country, in the history of football. Banter aside, yes, they don't have a European trophy, but you go anywhere in the world and speak to any football fan, Arsenal. They know Arsenal, they talk about it, they've got famed styles of football, they've had some of the greatest players in the world, one of the greatest managers around from the Premier League era, manage them. They are gargantuan. Barring 4 or 5 clubs in the world, everybody wishes they were Arsenal size. And this man thinks he can treat them like that just because he smiles a lot and everyone likes him and he done some fun stuff on socials and stuff like that. No, every single Arsenal fan has got to not become nasty or abusive, but they turn their back on him and say, we don't want you here. Comes onto the pitch, boo, he's every touch. But do you know what I fear when it comes to that football club? Is he'll start another game, he'll score a goal, and it'll be Obama what?
Yeah.
Obama who? And then it's gone and forgotten about. And that there, do you know the example I would give is this? And this goes for Arteta letting him back in this team, the board for allowing him to stay, the teammates for chilling with him again and being like, it's all right, bro, don't worry. And more so the fans. The fans are the life and soul of a club. They are the heartbeat. They are the blood. They're the most important bit. If the fans let him back in again, you're then asking to be treated like this. If you've got a partner, I'm just gonna say partner, so no one gets offended, and they cheat on you, you take them back, and then they cheat on you again, and then you take them back, and then they cheat on you again, and you take them back. There comes a point where I do not sympathize with the person being cheated on at all anymore. It's like you are a doormat, and you are allowing this to happen. Arsenal fans, Arsenal Football Club as a collective, make a stand that we do not tolerate this type of behavior, strip the captaincy, and do whatever it takes to sell him in January. Even if you have to fall on your sword and still pay part of his salary, get him out your football club. The message that sends to everybody, it could be one of the most potent and strongest decisions that the Arteta in your club ever makes, for people to realize, you know what, it should be a privilege every day to be an Arsenal player. Put all the banter aside. It should be a privilege to be, it should be a privilege to play for any Premier League club. The money you make, the opportunities you get, the privilege it literally gives you, to treat it with such discontent. For me, I'm insulted. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I would give so much to have the life and the ability and the skills that they've got, and the disregard for it is a madness. And for me, they should sell, if they don't sell him in January, 100%. They are inviting this type of behavior, Arsenal.
I think so too. And I think with Arsenal, the biggest thing that people are almost forgetting about too is that they have a history of this, of captains either leaving the club or disrespecting them or being stripped. I think all the way back to William Gallas, when he sits on the football pitch, he was out like the next day, he was out partying or whatever. I think of Fabregas, Van Persie, Vermaelen, Koscielny, all of them leaving on the wrong will. You look at Xhaka last year, you look at Aubameyang this year. This is the chance for Arteta to make a stand and say, this is not the culture at Arsenal anymore. This is not tolerated anymore. Aubameyang, you're gone in January, and this is how we run things now. I think that, sends a good message to the fan base that this is how Arsenal wants to behave, and it also sends a good message for Arteta that, listen, I am the guy.
But it can't be, if the fans don't even trust, or half the fan base, because it's split, if they don't trust Arteta to do this, Terry's right. You have to take it upon yourselves. That's why, like for me, when I say I don't treat or respect Arsenal as a big club, it's for things like this. Because if fans are the most important thing in football, and we have such a say and so much power, actually use it for once and do something about it, and show how important Arsenal as a club is, how big Arsenal as a club is.
Well, here's the thing, though. You don't want fans to like abuse him on social
No.
media. You don't want them
I'm
to
not
burn
talking
his
about
shirt.
but I'm not talking about abuse. Though you can do it without sending abuse towards players.
But I
think it's on Arteta, honestly.
again, it does now go to Arteta.
Yeah.
If Arteta next game picks him, he's on the bench, brings him on, you go for the manager, and or the people in charge of the manager because they're keeping him in power. If Arteta, the Arsenal fans have got to stop. Football fans in general have got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid and be like, we all sat down, we cuddled, he apologized. You know what I mean? We made up. We're all friends again now. There'll be a little social post of, back at, I wouldn't be surprised if by Tuesday morning there was, again, what will happen if they beat West Ham and there's a feel-good factor, there'll be a picture of Aubameyang looking happy and jolly and laughing at training, and there'll be a big caption of everyone's back at it again, and it'll be, forgive you now, mate. After the Arsenal fan, but you lost 2 games on the bounce, embarrassingly, because if you look at the context of those defeats, and then Arsenal Football Club released a new retro kit release, and everyone's like, Saka with a puppy, and so many gooners, a lot of gooners called it out, and I was so, honestly, every gooner, but every gooner that I saw call it out, I was like, I'm so proud of you as a fellow human being. I was like, I'm so proud of you. But some were like, it's great. The ones that called it out. No. But then I saw people going, I'm buying it. I'm like, you deserve this. Terry, you deserve it.
They do, but don't be proud, because the ones that have called it out, a good portion of them will be the same ones that will buy it in secret. So, are you really proud?
No, I hear you. I do hear you on that. And like for me, the fans have got to be resolute in this. If you want him out today, you want him out in a few weeks, you've got to stand your ground on this. Unless it turns out he done nothing wrong, which I think
Arteta wouldn't have benched him and said that he's being punished
for disciplinary reasons. Yeah,
if
that's what I mean. It's something's happened, but Arteta's got to have a backbone here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share. If you want to see the rest of this video or more content from the Football Terrace, please click on the link, check out our YouTube channel, and make sure you're subscribing. We look forward to seeing more of you. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.